I'm Virginia Gray, Mayor of the Town of Wendell. This Wendell Mayor Show episode features corporate citizen Perry's Gun Shop. This is a four-generation family-run business established before Wendell's 1903 incorporation as a town. Joining me today are Hannah Perry Hopkins and Barry Perry. Welcome. I'm just thrilled to have y'all with me today.
We're glad to be here.
Tell me a little bit about how long your family has been part of business in downtown Wendell.
Well, my family moved here on Easter Monday of 1960, just before the birth of my brother and I in October of that year.
And who initially opened the store that brought your dad to Wendell?
This company was founded by R.B. Whitley and Son back in 1881 and had been run by the Whitley family for at least 3 generations up until the time that my father actually purchased the business from him with my mother in 1960. A lot of people don't know that our first location was across the street from the town office where the Eastern Wake Foundation was, but it was there for only a short period of time, and they actually overran the facilities and needed more space, and the tobacco warehouse here became available. So shortly after that, they moved into this building.
I've heard that story. I think your dad has told me that, now that I think about it. Okay. So how has your business evolved over the years as far as merchandise and things that you do and things that you focus on over the years?
We've been very fortunate. When my dad came to the business, they were primarily using farm supplies. They were doing building materials, and even was an Esso distributor, later known as Exxon, when they would actually service some of the local service stations with their fuel products such as kerosene or gasoline or things such as that. And so, of course, later my father found that his niche was in the hardware and equipment business, so they did a lot of that stuff, which of course later changed after that into the gun shop, which we started that in 1980, but changed the entire company over in the mid-1990s there.
So your business has changed to reflect the times.
It certainly
and your customers' desires and things like that.
It certainly was. It was kind of my decision when I was in college at NC State in the early 1980s. The hardware business was really good, but I had my aspirations was to do something else, something a little bit differently. And so I was fortunate to have a place to come and actually open up in the corner of the building here and start my own gun shop. But as time came in, that's where my true passion and my family's passion moved from there. So we were fortunate that time.
One of the things that I think is really unique about your business is that right this very minute, there's 4 generations under this one roof.
Absolutely, we've got Perrys all over the place, and that's a great thing anyway. Since my father's retirement, my mother still works, and of course today is her birthday, and happy birthday, Mom. And so she's 82 today, but she still works every day and just loves seeing the people of Wendell and meeting the customers and stuff. So we think that's great. And of course, when Hannah graduated from NC State as well, she came back to work for me as well, and so it's been a great transition. And I've got 2 fabulous granddaughters that hopefully one of these days that they'll both be here too.
I've seen them in here working before.
Absolutely. They both do a great job.
You like to help with the cash register? You don't.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea of anything that may change in the next years that a direction you would go in, or do you have plans, or are you just taking it as it comes?
Well, I'm kind of grinning about that, and I'm going to leave that up to the next generation. At my age, I'm really happy with what we're doing, but things have changed so much the last 10 years, and the younger people, I think, in our generation now have such a great foresight in moving forward, whether it's our internet business has been wonderful for us, social media and business has changed so much. In the old days, most of our customers were within 15 to 20 miles from us at the most, but now we sell all over the United States. We have orders that go out every day, and even the days that we're actually closed are very busy days for us on the internet.
Did you ever think you'd be communicating that way through social media?
No idea.
I mean, it's crazy, isn't it?
Good place. We are so blessed because of the fact is that this younger generation has stepped up and has done such a great job with that as well. But the technology, you need to be a step ahead of it, because today more and more I see businesses that don't feel like they want to participate in that, but playing catch up is a pretty tough job.
And you can't just rely on walk-in traffic.
Absolutely not. And we just find too that the internet customers value our family heritage, the fact that we are a brick and mortar store, as well as the internet. There's too many people on there when you do business with some of these big Amazons and places like that. You don't know who you're doing business with. So we have customers that actually shop on our internet site, but then come to the store to pick up their merchandise because they rather have a mixed blessing there. They want the opportunity to look at many items overnight, but then they'll come in the next morning and pick it up.
Hold it in their hands and look at it and talk with you about it.
Absolutely. And sometimes our education in helping them is very important as well.
Tell me a little bit about the kinds of products that you carry today that maybe you didn't at one time, and things that you've had success with, and how you got to that point.
Of course, being in part of a family business, I remembered we put in gun safes years ago, and that was something that my father just didn't feel like people needed in their home. But as times have changed and security and home security particularly has been so important, it has literally been a huge windfall for us. We sell several hundred safes a year. We keep over 100 in stock at all times. I actually have served on the board of directors of Liberty Safe in Utah as well. We also have added a lot of things. Hannah was very instrumental in adding things like silencers and things to our business. She was recently recognized. She's the largest silencer salesman for Gymtech in the United States of America, right here in Wendell.
Well, how about
And
that,
so it's
yeah?
kind of cool when you're competing with Dallas, Texas, and large cities like that. But Wendell's #1 in the country right now.
You have a wide-reaching business.
But it's been interesting, particularly with the change in guns and how they're selling and products like that. But the main thing is the fact that we try to have the newest and latest products on the shelf, and that's been important. That's when people want to see those kinds of things. And you mentioned earlier about the touchy-feely aspect of them. They want to come by and see things like that. And it's pretty important.
I think they want to come by and see y'all
And
too.
I hope we never lose that as
Yeah.
well moving forward.
They want to come in and see y'all and talk to your dad. Sit over there in those chairs and talk to your dad a few minutes.
Good.
What do you want to sell in the store when it's yours one day?
Cookies.
Cookies.
All right.
We'll be adding cookies.
Have a cookie stand. What kind of things do you feel like keep you, from a business standpoint? You know, a lot of businesses start up and then they just don't make it. How do you stay competitive?
We have found associations with some of the larger companies nationwide. We're part of the largest national buying group for sporting goods in the country. Nation's Best Sports we're a member of, and it's about a $5 billion with a B, $5 billion organization. So when we go to companies like Smith & Wesson or to Colt or to Ruger or Glock or any of the major companies, we're actually dealing straight with the factory. So we're not dealing with a middleman. By cutting out that middleman enables to give us merchandise in a timely manner when merchandise may be hard to get, and certainly a price point because it helps us. NBS is larger than any of the box stores currently right now, and so it gives us that power to purchase, which it gives you that national feel, the national exposure, but still with the hometown feel.
Right, right.
We believe in shopping local.
Yes, absolutely. Me too. I want to change gears a little bit. Y'all have been here for so long as a family. Tell me a little bit about, I know your father served as mayor. Tell me some of those things that your family had, how you've been part of Wendell over the years.
Well, it's such an important thing. I think that excuse me, that any small business in a town the size of Wendell, you need to be part of the community. Whether it's you're part of the church community or you're part of the politics in the community, whether you're actually sitting behind the desk or supporting the people like yourself that's doing such a great job, is because my father was mayor back in the mid-1970s, and I was actually mayor pro tem in the early 90s as well. So it's nice that in a small town we get that variety of lots of different representation on the boards, and we appreciate it. Everyone's opinion. We want people to be involved. I'm sure you agree with me in the fact that it's no fun just to sit at the desk and make decisions. You want to do things that's for the best of Wendell, and that's all very important. But of course, we've got so many other organizations, whether it's the local conservation groups or whether it's the things such as the Chamber of Commerce and things such as that.
That's the wonderful thing about a small town.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. And I'm so fortunate that to be born and raised here. I'm so fortunate that my daughter was born and raised here, and of course my granddaughters here are here at our best elementary school in the United States as well. So we're plugging Wendell Elementary as well.
Look, you're preaching to the choir. I love it.
Absolutely.
That's great.
And we want to thank you for the job that you and our current town board are doing. Y'all are doing such fabulous work. And I know from the inside out, it's never an easy job. But Jenna and I have had many conversations after hours on things that came up that struck her mind or struck my mind and needed to bounce an idea off. So we thank you so much for what you're doing to promote our businesses and well as the town of Wendell. And I hope you always know that we're here for you anytime you need us.
Thank you.
Call me anytime. And I hope you still have my cell phone.
I do.
Good.
I do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I really want to thank the members of Perry's Gun Shop to being my special guest today. We're fortunate in Wendell to have corporate citizens and businesses who are so generous here and give back to the community the way that they do. Are you looking for a safe, spooktacular outing for your young ghouls and goblins? Join us on Friday, October 27th from 5 to 8 p.m. for the Treat Trail at the Wendell Community Park. The trail is a non-scary event for patrons 12 years and under, accompanied with an adult. Activities include treats passed out by businesses, churches, and local personalities. Moms and dads can meet your local businesses, and our young ghouls and goblins have a howling good time collecting treats along the way. The most creatively decorated vendor table receives a sweet treat from the Wendell Parks and Recreation Department. Also stay tuned for the annual business dinner meeting of the Wendell Chamber of Commerce. It's going to be held on November 9th at 6 p.m. at the Wendell Community Center. The purpose of the dinner is to recognize outgoing chamber board members, welcome incoming board members, and present awards to area businesses for different categories. That's it for this month's edition of the Wendell Mayor Show. Thank you for watching.